What's going on guys, Aero here, and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the potential leak for the location of the 8th generation Pokemon region that's going to be coming out for the Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch later this year. Now this leak is apparently for the location of this brand new region and like where it's going to be based off of. As you guys know that every single region that we have in Pokemon is based off of another location in the real world. Now this leak actually comes from another Pokemon YouTuber that you guys might know as, and that person is Duncan Knee Deep. Now I'll have a link to Duncan's video in the description so you guys can go and check that out for yourself as well, but Duncan uploaded a video a couple days ago where he was very confident in the location of the 8th generation Pokemon region, and he basically talked about in the video how he has an inside source that has given him information that has turned out to be correct multiple times, and he is very confident in the information that this person has given in terms of where the location of the 8th generation Pokemon region is going to be. In fact, Duncan is so confident in this information to the point where he's made a bet in that video, and he said that if this information turns out to be incorrect, he will give away $500 to one of his viewers. Now Duncan's confidence in the information, along with me wanting to give my speculation, is really what ended up making me decide to make this video, but yeah, let's get started. Now before we get to the leak, I do want to let you guys know that I am giving away $30 for the Nintendo eShop as a thank you for reaching 30,000 subscribers, and if you're interested in winning that, then all you gotta do is click the link in the description. I'll also make it the pinned comment in this video as well, and yeah, you can pretty much use that for any Nintendo Switch game that you want. A lot of awesome games. You could use it for Nintendo Switch Online, lots of uses, so definitely be sure to click the link below if you want to have a chance to win. And so getting to the leak itself, in Duncan's video, he claims that his source has told him that the Pokemon 8th generation's region is going to be based off of the UK. Now personally, I can totally see a region taking place in the UK, and I think having a Pokemon region in the UK would be a ton of fun. There's so many possibilities that come to my mind for how they could shape this region to be like, and I mean, I've got a couple YouTube friends who live in the UK as well, and they've also told me that they would love to see a region based off of like their hometown that they already know, so I feel like having a UK Pokemon region could be a lot of fun. Now one of the best parts whenever Game Freak develops a brand new Pokemon region is whatever location it's based off of in the real world, they always take a whole bunch of landmarks from that place and add it into the Pokemon world in the region itself. And so with the past games, I'm sure a lot of you guys can remember like how the Unova region was based off of New York City. I'm sure a lot of you guys can remember Castelia City and how big it was and how there were so many people everywhere. That kind of gave you like that New York type of feel. And then how with like the Kalos region, we had the Eiffel Tower, which was basically an entire Pokemon gym that was inside of Lumio City, and so that was really cool as well. So they always try to take these important landmarks and incorporate them into the games. And so if a Pokemon region is going to be taking place in the UK, there's definitely a few UK landmarks that I'm familiar with that I would love to see how the Pokemon Company and Game Freak go about incorporating into a Pokemon region. Now one of these famous landmarks in the UK is Stonehenge, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with Stonehenge. I'll put a picture of it on your screen right now. It's a whole bunch of rocks that are like stacked up together and they're arranged in a circle. It's really cool, but the really interesting thing about Stonehenge is that not really anyone knows why it exists. It's really got like no purpose and it's just kind of there, and I feel like if this was in a Pokemon region, the Pokemon Company and Game Freak could definitely come up with some really cool backstory and lore to why Stonehenge exists in the Pokemon world. I mean, I could totally see them coming up with some type of lore with maybe like ghost type Pokemon haunting that place, and that's why the rocks keep moving in formations like that. Like there's a lot of possibilities for what they could do with Stonehenge in the Pokemon world. Some other landmarks inside of the UK include the Buckingham Palace along with Big Ben, and I could totally see them coming up with some type of Pokemon like Big Ben inside of that region. They could do what they did with the Eiffel Tower in the Kalos region and make it into a Pokemon gym. That would be really cool to have an entire Pokemon gym inside of like the really big city in Buckingham Palace, and having the whole entire gym be inside of Big Ben could be a ton of fun. I think that could be a really interesting type of Pokemon gym. And then there's also the modern landmarks in the UK, and so one of them is the Shard, and so this is like a really cool skyscraper that's inside of London, and it's really cool. It's got a really nice pointed shape to it. It looks really interesting, and I could see them making like this into a Pokemon building inside of that region in the Pokemon games. They could do something where maybe this Shard could be like a department store. It could be like a really cool skyscraper department store. Maybe they could make it into some sort of Battle Frontier like facility. There's a lot of possibilities for what they could do, but I would love to see this type of building be incorporated into the region. And finally, one of the other landmarks that I know about inside of the UK is the London Eye, and so this is a really awesome Ferris wheel that they have inside of London, and I could totally see them incorporating this into the Pokemon region itself, and they could make a really awesome Pokemon like Ferris wheel that's based off of the London Eye. And if you guys remember, I think the Unova region also had a Ferris wheel as well. I think it was in Nimbasa City, and I think N talked to you on it as well. Like I think there was like some pretty important stuff with the story that happened on that Ferris wheel. But yeah, besides that, I still think that they could definitely do something with London Eye inside of the games. And finally, one last thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about in terms of having a Pokemon region in the UK is what the weather and climate could be like inside of this region. Now, a lot of my friends from the UK always joke about how it's always raining there, and I don't know if it's true because I don't live there myself, but I do know that people were talking about online how if there was a Pokemon region inside of the UK, they don't want it to be raining there 24/7, but after looking some stuff up online, it seems that the UK actually does get a variety of weather, and so I would love for this Pokemon game to be the very first Pokemon game to have a dynamic weather system. Now, by dynamic weather system, I'm talking about a weather system that's pretty similar to the one that we have in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And so if we did get a weather system like this inside of the Generation 8 Pokemon games, it would basically just randomize the weather for every single area in the game, and it's just different for every single person. So maybe for one person it could be sunny in an area, but if you're playing that same exact game and you're in the same location, it could be snowing for you, and it could be raining for someone else. And I think that this would just add so much uniqueness and a different playthrough experience for every single person, because maybe when you got to like the third gym, for you it was raining and like really stormy outside, but maybe for someone else it was really snowy, and for someone else it was really sunny as well. This would add so much uniqueness to the games, and I feel like it would be a ton of fun. Now, I tweeted about this on my Twitter as well, so let's take a look at my Twitter and see if we got any responses. I asked you guys what you would feel like if we did get a brand new Pokemon region that was set inside of the UK. So let me get to that tweet right here. I'm gonna have to scroll down a little bit so that I can find it. Alright, so here is the tweet. I said, it seems that the rumors and speculation are pointing to Pokemon's 8th generation region being set in the UK. How do you all feel about this? Would you be happy with it? And what are your expectations if this is true? Reply to this tweet and you could be featured in my next video. So let's see here. Pokemon Let's Go Baneri is saying, yes, I would be very happy if the Gen 8 Pokemon region is being set in the UK. The Gen 8 titles have a lot of potential. I'm keeping my expectations low until we get a Pokemon Direct, which I hope is at the end of this month. Totally agree with you as well. I would love to see a Pokemon region in the UK, and I feel like a Pokemon Direct can happen this month. I mean, Pokemon Sun and Moon were revealed in February, and with this being a brand new generation, they are going to need more time to promote it and everything, so I could definitely see the reveal being very soon. So hopefully that all turns out to be true. Let's scroll down here a little bit more as well. This person here is saying, I think that the Gen 8 being set in the UK would be great. If the graphics are upscaled from Let's Go, just imagine how a UK based region would look. It could definitely look amazing. Like, I think if there's a lot of cool like design changes that they're doing with the Pokemon Generation 8 games, and maybe if you could even have like camera control, I feel like just the environment could look so amazing, where like maybe you could use like the right joystick to move the camera around you, and you could like move it up to see like the Big Ben Tower or something. There's a lot of potential for what they could do. Trainer Rodney here is saying 21 Savage might be in that region. That's a good joke, my dude. Timmy here is saying, I think that it would be a cool concept, especially with the hills and the countryside and all the lore that is already set there. Plenty of room for legendary Pokemon. Just like I mentioned, man, I mean, with like Stonehenge and all that stuff, there's a lot of potential for some really cool backstories there and lore. So yeah, let's scroll down here a little bit more as well. I'm going to try to get people from everywhere who like responded, if you responded early or if you responded late. So Bulbasaur here is saying UK is a cool place to base it off of. I wish that Pokemon would just make their own region that's completely original. Imagine going up from like snowy mountains, then coming down to jungles, followed by the beach. They have a lot more freedom if they did that. I totally agree with you, but I feel like there's probably a reason why they do that, because they like to have like these real world locations and like allude to them inside of the Pokemon regions. But I definitely think that if they did make like their own Pokemon region, they could do a lot of cool things like that as well. Alright, Alcaz here is saying, I'm not going to call any guarantees on these rumors, but the UK is a pretty interesting place to base in your region on. I haven't been there myself, so I don't know what to expect. Maybe Mr. Bean is the champion of the region. But yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. I think that a lot of people just weren't that happy with the Alola region because of how it was so tropical and it was always like sunny everywhere and all that stuff. So I think having a UK region with different climates and different like kind of areas where maybe one area could be like a desert-like area and then the other one is a city and everything, there's a lot more potential. So hopefully they decide to go through with that. Dank Memer here is saying, I would really love the UK. There are many landmarks and cool Pokemon that could be made. I also love the Crown and Scepter names, and I definitely feel like if Crown and Scepter were going to be the real names, a UK region would make the most sense for that. But yeah, I feel like with what you said with the landmarks and stuff like that, there's a lot of landmarks in the UK. There's lots of cool Pokemon designs to be made. I would love for this region to take place in the UK. Alright, Ethan here is saying, dude, a UK region sounds really cool and I hope we get some good new Pokemon designs, but what if it was a Europe region and each country had its own gym and evil team? That would be really awesome as well, but I feel like just having the entirety of Europe be a region itself would be kind of hard for them to do, so that's why they're probably pinpointing one location. But yeah, I feel like just the UK region, there's a lot of potential for some really cool Pokemon designs. Alright, let's get one last person in here. DigiDriver here is saying as long as they make cool references to past regions, that'd be cool, and also the Pokemon designs. Yeah, I think like everyone here is mentioning that Pokemon designs for Pokemon based in the UK would be really awesome, so I would love to see what they could come up with. But yeah, it looks like a lot of you guys are pretty happy if this was true and if it is going to be taking place in the UK, so that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm really excited to see what the region is going to be like. Even if it isn't the UK, I'm just very excited for these games in general. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all your responses. I'm sorry I couldn't read all of them. We get so many of these now and I can't make the video that long, so thank you guys so much for all of them. And remember, if you ever want to be featured in videos like this, just go and follow me on Twitter at @ActualAero. And so there you go, guys. Those are my thoughts on having a Pokemon region for the 8th generation taking place in the UK. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please be sure to click that like button and also comment down below and let me know what you guys think of this. Would you be interested in having a Pokemon region set in the UK? What are some of your hopes and predictions if this is true? Definitely be sure to let me know down below. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Pokemon content in the future, so please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click on that bell to become a part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at @ActualAero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord as well. We've got a bunch of nice people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros, so definitely be sure to join that. And remember to enter my giveaway as well. I am giving away $30 on the Nintendo eShop, so definitely be sure to click the link in the description or the pinned comment if you want to have a chance to win. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.